Welcome to Tony Tone Barbecue. I'm Tony, and this is my 4-year-old Oklahoma Joe's Judge charcoal grill. And surprisingly, I've got a ton of questions about the quality of the Judge, especially around the tack welds, but everything else too. And so I thought I would take a few minutes to answer those questions and do a quick review of this 4-year-old Judge for you, just in case maybe you're considering on getting one of these for yourself. Full disclosure first, this is not a sponsored video. It's not a paid promo. I've never received anything from Oklahoma Joe's. I'm not even an affiliate of Oklahoma Joe's, and nor do I ever want to be. I like being independent that way because I don't feel obligated to say nice things about this just to sell you on it. Okay, I'm not here to sell you anything. Having said that, if you do see a link to the video in this video for one of these, it's because I found a really great deal on these, and you can use that link to go. And if you did do that and purchase it through my link, I'd appreciate it because I'll get a little tiny commission for that, and that really helps support the channel, and every little bit helps, trust me. Thank you so much for doing that. So I want to let you have a good close-up look at this thing so you can see how it's held up over the last 4 years. And I'll tell you right now, I'm super happy with it. It's been great, all right? So if you were to end this video right now with my recommendation, I'd say, yeah, sure, buy one. I have no problem with it, but let me get into some more details. The Judge is a barbecue pit. You can burn charcoal in it. You can burn lump charcoal. You can burn chunks of wood or even small logs in it. It's got 4 cast iron grates on it right here. Down below these cast iron grates, again, I'm going to let you have a close-up look at everything. You've got a charcoal grate here that you can raise and lower like so. You can, it also comes with a couple of shelves that I have removed from mine. I'll let you take a closer look at these. They're a little dirty because they've been sitting in a shed for a few weeks now. But I removed the shelves from mine because I don't need them. I have a big stainless steel table over here. And you can see here, I don't got a lot of room. I got them all packed in nicely around here in my cooking island here. And I can also just take the cover off this and use this shelf here if I want to have one in between. So I don't need that shelf. It also has a little fire door here where you can open it up. And if your grates are set a little bit lower, you can access the fire down below, and you can add more charcoal, more wood, or whatever you're burning in there if you need to. I rarely have to do that. It's a pretty simple, solid unit. So let me get you a close-up look at everything. All right, let's start with the lid down. Now keep in mind, this is 4 years old, and it has been sitting outside in a semi-covered condition ever since I purchased it. I did have the Oklahoma Joe's cover for it, the official cover. It was canvas. I still have it. I don't really care for it. I feel like I don't really need it. And plus it got a little kind of crunchy over the first year. So I don't use it anymore. But you can see here, let me back up a little bit. This is how much cover it gets. There's a tree over here, and there's open air over here. It gets rained on. It gets some sun. So it's not completely protected, but that's how it's been its whole life. It's moved once from my old property to where we live here now, and I've moved it around my backyard here plenty of times, trying to find the right position for it, or whenever I need to clean the bricks down here. They got to be pressure washed every year. So overall, you can see it looks pretty good. I'm going to come around to the other side so you can see the back of it. I want to let you get a good close-up look at it. You can see here, there's no rust. It's not really faded. There's no problems with it. And we're going to address the tack weld thing, but, you know, I don't know. If you can see somewhere here where tack welds can come apart, it's solid. No issues with this thing here. We've got 4 legs that are just bolted on here. And you got your 2 bolts here. That's, you come in, you know, you have to assemble it yourself. And you've got these guys here. These are just to hold the lid, so keep the lid from coming all the way over when you open it up. Show you how that works right now. There, that's the lid stoppers. So let's go around the other side, have a look at it. Oh, one more thing here. Let's take a close look at the wheels. I've had comments about rust and wheels, and you know, like I said, it's outdoors all the time, and it's not covered. And I know there are harsher environments. This has never been buried in snow. Of course, if you live in a really harsh environment, maybe you want to take a little bit better, you know, take more precautions than I have. But overall, this unit has held up very, very well. I use it very often. Here's down the front side. And works great. Some people have mentioned that I've got this grate on upside down. I don't. This is how the factory recommends that you install it. It is a shelf. It is not a basket. Some people like to put it in upside down, so that way you've got this lip here to hold on to whatever you put on here, but I choose not to have it that way. You can install it however you want. There's your front wheels. It's in good shape. And let's go ahead and open up the ash pan here real quick. I want you to get a closer look at that. Now, you notice this little area right here in the middle looks a little bit rusty. I mean, that is slightly rusty. This thing is 4 years old. I can tell you exactly what happened here. I usually line this with aluminum foil at the beginning of a cook so all the ashes can fall down on top of that. And then what I do at the end of a cook, I shut down, I close the lid, I choke off the air, and I make sure that I snuff out the charcoal. And then the next day I'll come out and I'll just shake the basket a bunch and knock any ashes out of the coals that are down, and knock those down into the pan here. And then I'll just roll up the aluminum foil. I usually get a bit of leftovers on the edge, and I'll clean that off, and we're good to go. Well, one time I forgot to take the aluminum foil off, and it was in the winter, it was raining a lot, and I came back a month later, and that was there. No big deal. Let me flip it over. There we go. Do this one-handed. So you can see the bottom of it. This thing is really intact. No problems there. Let's see if I can get this thing back in one-handed. Oh, maybe not. Let me let you look in here. Here, you get a peek inside there. And I'm going to let you get a peek inside from up above here. Let's go ahead and get these grates out of the way. So, these cast iron grates. There we go. Let's do that one first. Cast iron grates. My process is simple. At the end of a cook, I just seal it off. Let it die. I'll scrub it and clean them right before the next cook, right after I get them nice and hot. I'm going to set this out of the way over here. Notice I have the pointy sides down on these grates. I do that intentionally. You can put them in however you want, but I like to have them pointy sides down because it makes it really easy to clean them with the flat sides up. And yeah, this is a wire brush. If you're going to use a wire brush, get a really good quality one. Be smart about it. Look for any little leftovers that might be lurking, and just be safe with it. You can use whatever you want to use to clean your grates. I like to keep things really simple. There is the fire grate. I'm going to go ahead and raise this up so you can get a better look at that. There she is. You might be able to tell, like this area here is a little bit darker and it gets progressively wider, more used looking over here. That's because I'm usually dumping my charcoal over on this side because the exhaust is right there on the other side. So I'll keep this area over here for my cooler zone, and I put on my fire over here. Sometimes it's just right here. Sometimes it's spread all across. It just depends on whatever it is I'm cooking and how I'm cooking it. But you can see this basket is intact. This can come out, but it's kind of stuck there by the gunk that's built up around these sides. It'll come out if I wanted to. I don't want to take it out though because I'm one-handing this, okay? So, but it is solid. That's surprising. A lot of wire grates will decay and fall apart after a short period of time. Let me let you get a close look at the edges. Everything's looking good. I mean, is there anything that can go wrong with this? Let's open up the door and have a look inside. There's the inside there. This area is, of course, normally protected by that ash pan that I have out right now. And we'll go ahead and put that ash pan back in there. Hope you don't mind all the movement, but I want to let you get a good look. The ash pan is heavy. Hard to do one-handed. Okay. And just, I don't know, here's the door. It's, okay, I don't know. Can you see anything that can fall apart on this? I'm thinking, for those who've had, who've written complaints about tack welds, I'm thinking it's probably just something that went wrong in the manufacturing process. You know how it is sometimes in manufacturing. Maybe the guy that put it together was, you know, had a crazy weekend and didn't go quite as planned. That stuff happens. I'm pretty sure that in those cases, Oklahoma Joe's would be very happy to make good on whatever the issue is. But I guess you can see here, there's a lot of buildup here. You've got your supports here, and everything is solid. Come around over here. Again, sorry about the movement. I hope you're not making you motion sick, but I want to let you have a really good look at everything. I thought I'd let you get a good look at it with it burning something and some thick smoke coming out of the pipe there. You can see the temperature gauge is working just great. We're approaching 350 degrees and not much smoke leaking out of anywhere, just a tiny bit coming off the edge of the lid there. Nothing off the back. Not that it really matters on this style of barbecue, but it's just nice to see. And here's a look at the inside with some coal burning down in there. And look inside the access door. Pretty cool, huh? And there we go, closed down and cooling off. And hey, do me a favor if you haven't already, hit that like button and please subscribe if you'd like to. I appreciate that. Thank you. If you asked my advice, if whether or not you should get one, if you're thinking about getting one, I'd say, yeah, go for it. I've got no problems with mine. And put it together carefully and properly, inspect it very well. And as long as everything looks good, you're good to go. Check my channel because I've got a few videos on here. I did an assembly video. I did a seasoning video to show you how to cure and season one of these when it's brand new. I also did a first cook video, and I've done a few other videos on it. So if you're interested in getting one, yeah, go ahead, check my channel and look up those videos. I'll put links, check the description. I'll put a few links in the description, make it a little easier for you, okay? And again, if you decide you want to get one, and if there's a link in this video, I'll only have the link there if it's a good link and it's the best deal that I can find. Then use that link. I'd appreciate it. That's it. That's all I got to say about the Oklahoma Joe's Judge Charcoal Grill. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's fantastic. So anything else you want to know about this, anything you want to see me cook on it, please let me know. Thanks for watching. This has been Tony Tone Barbecue. I'm Tony, and be good, my friends. Take care. Bye.